evening, everyone. Today, we have a wonderful session planned out ahead for all of you, and that is a career orientation. This is the first of our 3 upcoming sessions. Most of you already have a bit of a plan about your future, and some of you don't. This session will clear all your doubts and provide you with a clearer picture, courtesy of our well-experienced and honored alumni. They're two-way students in this school itself, to be precise, and are here to provide all of you with guidance. So without further ado, I would like to introduce all of them to you. After all of the alumni is introduced, we will have a question and answer session where the alumni will try their best to answer all of your various doubts. As the alumni starts introducing themselves, you can start asking your questions in the Q&A panel. First, we have Ms. Sara Matthews. She's a 6th-year intern, Doctor of Pharmacy in Kasturba Medical Hospital, Manipal University, Karnataka. Now I request Ms. Sara to speak a few words.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. I'm Sara Matthews. I belong to the outgoing batch of 2014. So I'm currently a PharmD 6th-year intern at KMC Medical Hospital, Karnataka, which is under Manipal University. So let's just start about how did I end up here or what made me choose this course. So it goes like after my 12th, in 12th I took bio home science and I want to do something in medical field. So I had 2 options, be it something related to medicine or a clinical oriented work. And I therefore spent like 1 year for my entrance coaching at PC Thomas, Thrissur. And after that, I wrote my entrance exams. And I got into Manipal through my entrance exam. So for Manipal University, we had a specific exam for our admission. So through that, I wrote my entrance exam in Manipal University and I got a seat. My rank was pretty good. So yes, I got a seat in Manipal University and being doing my sixth year in KMC right now. So that's me as of now. And that answers why did I choose? Because I wanted to experience something in a medical field. I didn't like the idea of sitting in an office or being constant with my life. I wanted the idea of meeting new people, interacting with a lot of people, or having sessions where I get to meet new people at the same time, increase my, the idea of human beings. And I really wanted to help people. I couldn't get into a medical college. And the next option I had was PharmD in Manipal. And yes, if you ask me what all subjects do I have to take for PharmD, I took bio, home science, and math was not compulsory for me. And in college and the first year, I had to finish math. It depends on each college though. Some college would ask you to take math. Some colleges are going to be lenient about the fact whether you have to take maths or not. My college was pretty serious on that fact. So first year I had to clear math. It was not difficult. It was all chill. Students who didn't take biology could also join PharmD in my college. Those students, they had to study biology in the first year. So if that was sorted, they could still continue PharmD. So I got in through entrance coaching. And for students specifically in Kerala, there is this thing, a government site called LBS. So in that, they only check a student's 10th standard and 12th standard marks. And based on that, you can apply to any colleges in Kerala for a PharmD course or any paramedical courses. So maybe if you have more doubts on it, you can ask later. Just brush on, to give just of what happened in my life. And then where I got an option, okay, I had an option to go to Pushpagiri in Tiruvalla and also at Manipal University to join PharmD. But I feel when you choose a course, you should be happy about the course. And more than the course, the place you are in should be able to spark some joy in you. I like the idea of Manipal University because it's a #1 college in India. And the university has a very good, very high world ranking. So Manipal University has always been a choice for me because it gave me what I wanted. And the college provides me a better idea on a better aspects on life and also both life and education purpose. It helped me in a lot many ways. And as I have spoken to certain alumni out in Manipal, so even they have helped me paid me a path and helping me choose a better university. And so yes, that was me. I was a bio-home science student at Shantiniketan. I did my entrance coaching. I got in for PharmD, doing my 6th year. And people might ask, what are you doing exactly under PharmD? So that set of what, where, when, how, I'll just come on what exactly is PharmD. If you are a person who is having an idea of working in a pharmacy setting, like, okay, talking to patients, giving them medication, dispensing medicines, compounding medicines, or being in a cubicle or in a pharmacy setting, you can go for a B Pharm or a diploma or a M Pharm course. But if you are a person, or if you want to work in an industry, be it manufacturing, packing, HR, and all those factors based on industries, you can take a bachelor in pharmacy, a master's in pharmacy, maybe do a PhD after that. But if your orientation is towards patient care, everything is related to a hospital setting where you interact with the patient, you can write a prescription, or you can talk to a patient, you can have an interaction with the doctor, or it, be more specific. Okay, and now there's some people who join PharmD just because they get to have a doctor degree ahead of their name. But if that's your main intention, like, okay, I've heard PharmD, I get a doctor degree after I do my course, it's a 6-year course, I mean 6 years in college, I can have fun 6 years and then chill. No, if you really want to have an idea of, let's say, a more patient oriented life, being going for rounds, interacting with patients, having more one-on-one with the patient and a doctor, it can be a life changer. You can, interact with the patient. That was my intention. I like the idea of speaking to people, interacting with people, and being help where I can be. So that's the reason I chose PharmD. And PharmD is not a diploma course. It's not a bachelor course. It's not just a master's course. It's an integrated course. So when you finish this 6 years, you finish a doctor degree. So 5 years, you do your, after third year, after your 4th year, you are a PG student. So till 4th year, you're an UG student. Your 5th and 6th year, you're a PG student. And the 6th year is completely a hospital internship. Some colleges let you do 6 months in their hospital and 6 months outside. Or some people are going to be like 6 months you have to come, 9 months you have to do compulsorily in our hospitals. 3 months you can choose any hospital as of your choice. So in my college was pretty lenient on that factor. So I can do 9 months of internship in KMC, and 3 months I can do anywhere of my choice. I would choose Qatar because I'm here right now. But yeah, so PharmD is more of, let's say, an interaction with the patient doctor domain. I'm not saying people who took PharmD can't do an industry oriented job. No, I am not saying a patient who, I mean, a person who took PharmD can only do a hospital work. No, it's a very versatile, very vibrant course, because you can work in, after you can do PharmD and then do MBA and work in a hospital setting in administration purpose. At the same time, you can even work in industry as heading a set of team. At the same time, you can also work in a hospital as a PharmD clinical pharmacist. So a person who's done with PharmD is called a clinical pharmacist. And after PharmD, there are many more courses which you can do based on your interest. Maybe you can specialize in oncology, nephrology, or neurology. So again, those courses just keeps on going. So this is a just give an idea on, this is, I'm a 6-year PharmD intern at KMC. I finished my schooling in 2014, so I'm right here. And if you have any more queries, we'll get back to you soon. So over to the panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Sara. Those were some inspiring words. Now, helping people is always a plus point for the whole world, and enjoying what you do is always awesome. Now we have Mr. Ashik Sunil Kumar, who is a BTech in Safety and Fire Engineering and is currently working as an HSE Inspector Trainer. I will now request Mr. Ashik to share his thoughts.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Shaurya, for handing over the panel. And so, like my compatriot Sara here, I was also 2014 passed out from Shantiniketan. So, so I'll just follow the same procedure like how I started my career. So at the time I finished 12th in Shantiniketan, I was like many people, I was also confused. I just wanted to find out what would be best for me. And there was always the traditional engineering, medical confusion, but I was sticking with the engineering side. So that's when I heard about the course of safety and fire engineering. So my point of view was it was something that was unique. Something was not going with the traditional flow of how people were choosing a career. So I thought safety and fire would be something nice. I kept on researching about it, spoke to different professionals, which I would really recommend for everyone. Speak to the professionals. So once I consulted many of the professionals, I got an idea about what this job is about, or what is the field of health and safety, or safety and fire engineering as a whole, what they speak about. And like again, I went back to India. In Kerala, I had attended a couple of entrance examination. I was accepted into 2 universities. Unfortunately, due to some technical faults, I had chosen one over the other. And again, the course was BTech in Safety and Fire Engineering. My college was Stockage Institute of Science and Technology. It's in Ernakulam, which is Ernakulam in Kerala. Yet again, the college was the one of the best colleges in the state. But the final part is, it's not just about the college life, or you should have an idea about what you're to face. You should be prepared for the job you're going to do, or what kind of jobs is suiting your personality, your skill set, your aptitude. Here again, I'm pretty sure you've all gone through numerous aptitude tests, but keep in mind, at different points of time, you might have different passions, you have different ideas, but at the end of the day, there is something fixed in your mind. Try to find that, like I did for health and safety or safety and fire engineering. Now, about my field of health and safety and fire engineering, it's again really vast, because the moment you start a job in health and safety, you have different ways to go through. A health and safety professional can even go for additional courses, work with environment side, and within health and safety, we have different fields. You can go for occupational health and safety. That's about a person's life, health and safety, how to influence that. So in our field, we have a concept that is, when someone is going to do a job, he gets paid for it. Am I right? Everywhere you go, you get paid for the job you do. But the cost of doing that job should not be something that affects his life in an adverse manner. Someone finishes a job for 10 years and the rest of his life, he cannot walk around. He cannot move around freely. So we're not going to accept that. We are living in a very advanced population and advanced society. We're not expecting someone to suffer from his work. So that's what we are concentrating on, occupational health. We want to ensure that when someone is doing his job, he is assured that there is a minimum level of standard for his life. He's not going to suffer from any illness, or he's not going to suffer an injury because of accidents. Even though usually when we say the word safety, everyone's confusing with, or mostly people are concentrating just on the injury side. But occupational hygiene or occupational health and safety, we concentrate on both illness and injuries. Now, again, you can go for the fire engineering side. It's again a beautiful field, a beautiful profession. You can be a firefighter or someone who is designing firefighting equipment, someone who is designing a fire protection system, like that. Again, if you ask about what level your profession will be once you complete a health and safety course or a fire engineering course, depending on where you're placed, where you start. An engineer is a basic position, or one of the entry level position, a health and safety engineer or a fire engineer. From here on, you're going to have an experience about developing plans or developing systems for your workplace. And like this, it goes on. Your levels will go up. You can be an advisor, manager, and so on. As of now, I would say my position is a health and safety inspector and trainer. So it comes around as a engineering field, but also I've taken up the teaching side as well. To much of everyone's shock, like I'm pretty sure all of my compatriots here, they know me. They would not think that I would become a teacher anyway. But here is again another option that you can take. You can be a teacher. And yet again, based on your audience, you can be a different kind of teacher, because usually when you say you go for the teaching field, you're thinking only about graduates or diploma students or school students. Whereas my line of work, I am teaching grown-up men. I'm teaching professionals, people who are carrying out key roles in an industry, managers, supervisors, engineers even. So that is again another career option that you can choose. But trust me, when you take this field in the next 10, 15 years, you should see yourself somewhere about the mid-management level. You will be handling an organization's overall health and safety side, or if you take a detour, you can easily go into the environmental side. And what are your skill sets required? It's basically an engineering course, so you should have a knowledge, aptitude for all of the engineering fields, mechanical, civil, electrical, and you're going to have some idea about the environment. Then again, coming to a little bit of psychology as well, because it's some of the leading researchers showing in health and safety, they are also including psychology into it. I believe we have a couple of psychology professionals here. Because recently something that we have been doing, we have been trying to integrate onto the industry's behavior-based safety. Again, if you are looking onto this field, you will definitely find that up. And just keep in mind, if you want to be successful in this field, you should be having a very observant nature. Because our line of work, we are trying to prevent an accident. Like everyone says, prevention is better than cure. So we are trying to prevent an accident, prevent an illness, prevent death. And to do this, you should be an observant person, someone who can spot the hazards, spot the dangers, save someone's life. So I remember one of my teachers speaking, you guys are the last safety professionals, are the doctors in the engineering field. I don't know how that relates, but still, you can save people's lives if you become a health and safety professionals. You can influence their life on the long run, not just immediate, on the long run. You can improve someone's quality of life in different manners. So if you have anything else to ask about this field or how I reached here, you can just post it in the Q&A session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ashik, clearing the foggy confusion to find the path to success. You've shared a wonderful story with us all. A noble cause saving lives truly is. Now we have Ms. Shana Shahoon. She's a BCom from Kerala University and a qualified chartered accountant working as an audit executive for a reputed firm in Trivandrum. I will now request Ms. Shahnaz to share her story and ideas with the students.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. So, I'm actually from a science background. In 12th standard, I have been a classmate of Sara and Ashik. So I have taken maths and engineering graphics as my subjects. So you may wonder, like, from a science background, how can she go towards accountancy field and all? Actually, it was my passion to be a CA, and I have learned about this when I was in 10th standard. So due to some pressures, I had to take science. And then after completing science, completing 12th, I have come to Kerala and I have joined a coaching institute for entrance exam. It is actually called as CA Foundation. So basically the CA Foundation exams are conducted twice in a year. So you get 2 chances a year, but if you're completed 12th, then you will need to submit your result. Then only you will be able to write the foundation exam. So we can take the chance only in November. That is, May and November are the attempts that are given by ICI. So you will be able to give your exam only in November. So if you have passed in March 2021, then you will be able to give your exam only in November 2021. So all the exams that are conducted by ICI, that is the body which conducts the CA examinations, are national level examinations. So the syllabus is unique for the whole India. For CA course, I don't think there would be many colleges that are offering CA courses. So you will have to mainly depend on the coaching institutes for your learning. And after foundation, after passing foundation, there are 3 levels. There are basically 3 levels. One is intermediate, the other one is internship, or what you call as articleship, and then the 3rd level is the final level. So after intermediate, that consists of 8 subjects, 8 papers, and you have to score almost 50% out of 100 in every subject. And then after that, after qualifying intermediate, you will get an experience of 3 years as an intern in any CA firm. So you can choose your CA firm, and CA is the only, I mean, I cannot say that only course, but it's a course that offers you to do internship during your studies itself. So you will get to know the practical side of doing business, of auditing, and it provides you a vast experience also. So during this internship, you will be able to know about how the businesses are being done, and how the auditing or how the taxation department is working in a country, etc. So if you ask me why I choose this career, is because of its job opportunities. You can get job anywhere in this world, like wherever you travel. The CA certificate is always valid. So while doing CA itself, I have joined for bachelor's degree in commerce the same year when I have joined for CA. And actually, I have done BCom through a distance learning mode. And the topics were actually similar. Like if you are doing intermediate on chartered accountancy course, you can easily complete your first, second, and third year of BCom. And to talk about the CA course, it's actually roughly about 5.5 years. And after completing your CA course, like there are wide range of opportunities which are there in front of you. Like you can start up your own practicing organization where you can offer services to others, or you can even join an MNC where you will be appointed as a senior financial manager or financial advisors, etc. Or else you can even go to the government. There are many job opportunities in the government sector also. So considering all this, I have I've joined this course. So if you have any questions regarding how to study or and all, you can just post the questions.
Thank you, Ms. Shahnaz. Your story just goes to show how important and how shockingly useful it is to go with your heart and your wits. A truly motivational story. We now have Ms. Tehseen Syed. She is currently doing her Masters in Biotechnology from RD and SH National College and SWA Science College, affiliated with the University of Mumbai. She is currently doing internship in the Indian Council of Medical Research, National Institute of Research in Reproductive Health. I kindly request Ms. Tehseen to speak a few words.
Okay, good evening, everybody. And I hope all of y'all are doing well, healthy, in the safety of your homes in this pandemic. Thank you, Shaurya, for that introduction. So my name is Tehseen Syed, as you all know. I hold a bachelor's degree in biotechnology. I'm currently pursuing my master's in biotechnology from RD and SH National College. And I'm also a trainee at the ICMR National Institute of Research in Reproductive Health in the Department of Neuroendocrinology. So my lab focuses on male infertility, placental work, embryology, and all of those developmental biology work that I can come to later on. Now, how I got here, it all begins with my love for biology. During my 11th and 12th, I had PCMB, so my major was biomaths, basically. I completed my studies in 2015 from Shantiniketan, and honestly speaking, when I was there, the students out there right now who are listening to me right now, I was at that tender age where I did not exactly know what I wanted to do. I just knew I had to get into biology somewhere. And I hold a degree in biotechnology. And honestly speaking, for those who are in 12th right now, you have a chapter or a unit in biotechnology, and I totally despised that unit. It was not my cup of tea. But when I started applying to different universities in Doha, I came across this broad category of life sciences, biomedical sciences, biological sciences, and I read about them and I realized that my interests somewhere they fall into these places. So I kind of realized that biotechnology, microbiology was probably where I could, pursue my career in. So I had a few options open, and unfortunately, I did not get into any of the universities in Doha, and I had to come to Mumbai. I was 2 months late for my admission, but luckily I got in on the basis of merit. And cut to 1 week later, I was giving my unit test. So that is how my journey in biotechnology began. Now, I don't know if many of you all know, this is a very interdisciplinary field. So from our first year itself, we are introduced to a lot of subjects. So I was introduced to microbiology, immunology, and all of these over the course of 3 years. So after that, I for sure knew that I wanted to pursue masters. Now, because you have so many subjects, you have food biotech, you have environmental biotech, you have immunology, you have genetics, you're introduced to all of these subjects in different semesters, you develop interest, differently. So in my first year, I was so sure that I'm going to do my master's in microbiology. But to second year, I developed an interest in immunology. In my third year, I like genetics and molecular biology. So that is when I realized that I need to take biotech as my master's, because this this major gave me an option to choose my career in whatever field I want after getting a master's degree. So that is why I chose to do masters in biotechnology. And right now my interest is developmental biology, just so you all know. From the past 2 years, it is developmental biology. So this focuses on human development, embryology, placenta, for infertility studies, all of that. So what I would like to introduce biotech to y'all as, see, why I love this subject and why it is an interesting field is because it opens a wide arena of opportunities for all of you. Because you have different fields. Like for instance, if you are a biotechnologist, you get to get into an industrial sector, you get to go into the medical sector, you get to end up, even if you want to pursue an MBA later on, you can do that. It opens a lot of opportunities for y'all. That is why I believe biotechnology is a great option if you have an interest in biology, but you're slightly confused, but that's up to you. How did I get here? See, at the end of the day, you need to do your own research. You need to understand what interests you, where your interests lie. You need to narrow down and channel your interest, pros and cons. If you have 10 different things, all your interests lie in 10 different places, pros and cons. Bring that down to 7, bring that down to 3, bring that down to 2. You will get along. This is how I have been at your place. I know you're confused what to do next. But when you get in there, you go with the flow, you know what comes next. You will eventually manage. So that is all I would like to say. Another thing, what I would like to emphasize to everybody else, in school, in college, wherever in life, make sure you are actively involved in other activities. You take part in different workshops. As a student, even in college, for instance, I had this subject called bioinformatics and biostatistics, and anything that is math related or computer related, I am not a big fan. And I remember this being my subject. There was this one workshop that came up in Mumbai by Indian Women Scientists Association, and they had this workshop where they were only selecting 20 candidates all over Mumbai. I made it. After I received my 4-day schedule, I went up to my sir and I told him, sir, I am not interested. He told me, give it a shot. I went for the 4-day workshop, and believe me guys, I came out from there learning RNA sequencing, and it gave me a whole different perspective of how today computers can be used, the technology can be used without doing wet lab experiments. Today, to make you all understand in simple words, you all know drug designing, medical diagnostics, you can do that on computers. You don't need to pick up a bacteria or any organism, culture it, and then insert your gene, blah, blah, blah. You can do that on computers. That is how vast this field is. Even if you consider doing bachelor's in biotechnology, you can do your master's, you can do an MBA, you can do your master's in bioinformatics, so on and so forth. Lastly, I would like to end my talk by telling you all, make mistakes, but make new mistakes. Do not take my word and make a joke out of it, because I know how our generation is. We make everything a joke, we take everything lightly. But honestly, believe me, make mistakes, make good mistakes, make new mistakes, and learn from your failures. When I joined the institute where I am a trainee at, my first PCR, for those science students, if you all know, PCR, polymerase chain reaction, is a technique. After optimizations and standardizations, hours of hard work, I failed at my first PCR. And the entire lab, the head scientists, all of them over there asked me to celebrate, because this is how research is, this is how life is. You need to learn from your mistakes. So that is how I would like to end my talk. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the Q&A. Hope I gave you all a gist of my journey, a good gist of my journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Haseen. A story that tells us how hard work, determination, and grit can set you up to achieve absolutely anything in life. An eye-opening story, and don't forget making mistakes, not literally. Now we have Ms. Tarini Salome, who has completed BSc in Psychology and has also done an international diploma in teacher training. She has also completed a course in sign language and has also done training in forensic courses. I will now ask Ms. Tharini to enlighten the students.
Hello everybody, and I hope everyone is doing so great. So my field is, I guess it's like a fancy type of word, psychology. Now it's trending also. How I started the courses like from my school only. Probably from my 12th, I got this interest in psychology, that knowing about these neurons, brain, how the mechanism works of the behavior. And probably while going for college, everyone will have a dream of selecting the college, because college life is like, it's like a dream, right, for everyone. So while I'm selecting the college, I took the college from my hometown itself, from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. And the college process was quite fine, because the marks was there. Probably all the colleges will get the marks above 60 to 65 percentage, so you can enter into like that type of colleges. And yeah, first year of the college was probably full of history of psychology, who made that, who invented that, just everything. So it was like kind of boring like that. But once it started from the second year, you started really knowing about the scopes of psychology. Like there are various of scopes, such as I'll start from the rarest one. Mostly people will hear regarding this clinical and counseling education, but there are like engineering psychology, forensic psychology, industrial psychology, and military psychology. Industrial psychology is all like working with these HR sectors and organizations. And forensic, now people's, we all be watching this series, Netflix, we all love this crime scene investigations. So the people who are more interested in knowing all these forensic areas of murder, the plans of murder, and these criminologists, so they can go into that part of field. And military psychologists, for the people who are away from the families, they will really have these mental sickness. So to treat them, we need these mental psychologists. And cognitive psychologists and neuropsychologists, sports psychologists, boys mostly like sports, footy, cricket. So sports psychologists and health psychologists is one of the most important factor now. It's upcoming in the pandemic period and all. So going for health psychology also is one of the biggest, most core. And development psychologist, educational psychologist, and few more. And lastly, it comes with the clinical. Clinical is where everyone is talking about now, because people's need help, and the depression and the suicide thoughts are like so much now. So clinical is one of the most important field in sector of psychology. And I took the psychology because of my clinical ways, that I want to help people. And moreover, learning psychology is not only for helping others, it helps you also. Like you know how to make yourself calm. Even if someone shouts at you, you know better, okay, there can be a reason for them to shout, so you don't need to shout them back like that. So understanding yourself also was one of the factor while learning psychology, then that was one of the benefit I would recommend while learning the psychology. And internship wise, what I learned is, um, I have been to three places. One is neuroscience in Salem, and one more is Apollo Hospital in Chennai, and one more is Krishna Foundation, that is for inpatients of psychiatric and illness. So there you get these all schizophrenia patients, and you have to treat them. You will be seeing the various of patients in inpatient side, and it's quite interesting also. Psychology is an interesting topic, first of all, very interesting. Once you deal with the patients and get to know them, and the various of disorders actually proves you like what type of people's mentalities are there and how they behave. So that is most interesting thing that I wanted to learn. And it's still interesting for me that I wish that I can go for my higher studies for masters. I'm planning for a clinical sector. And if anyone wants to take this BSc psychology, I probably recommend to go for a science background field rather than the arts. There are two fields for BA psychology and BSc psychology. Now BSc psychology is far more advanced, so I prefer that. You guys can go for it, and it's for 3 years. And for further studies, MSc psychology, and you will have there two branches such as one is clinical and one is the applied. The applied ones comes under these industrial, forensic, sports, health, psychologists, everything. Clinical wise, it's overall to all 3 to 4 years probably that you have to go to all clinical settings of psychology. And the scopes, the simple scopes after your bachelor's. Like after I did my bachelor's, I did my international diploma in psychology. So, sorry, teacher training. So that makes a person who can work in school settings or being a counselor in some special needs schools, or uh, help you in some rehab centers or de-addiction centers, and being assistant professor teachers like that, or research scholars, and probably the small works that you can help them and be a trainee for the advanced peoples. And the colleges such as for bachelors, you can try these Bangalore ones like Jain University, Christ University, Nimans, and from Mount Carmel, PhD Arts and Science, that's where I studied, and GRD. So there are few more colleges like best colleges which provides you exposure. Also the exposure is the most needed one for now, because learning psychology is like more into the practical field rather than a theoretic field. So if you study about practical, you will able to have a good posture to expose with the peoples and understand them and behave accordingly to them and get them a good help. So this is how I wanted to conclude. So psychology is a fun one, and you will seriously enjoy the college life too. In psychology, you'll have a lot of activities, a lot of workshops, and it will be interesting, not like boring ones. And the experience such as uh, quite it's like question papers, or you have to do it with some project materials which you have to go for some various of field, and you have to get talk to them like that. So it's almost good fun and better understanding and helpful for others and yourself too. So if any queries, then you can ask me in Q&A section.
Thank you, Ms. Tharani. It just goes to show that whatever you do, if you do it with love, your work is not a job anymore. It turns into a passion, a very compassionate and caring scope for the future. We as well have with us Mr. Shuhaim Najib. He was the topper in commerce in the 2014-15 batch. He is currently working as an audit intern and has previously worked as an advanced tax analyst. He has completed the ACCA course. I would like to kindly request Mr. Shuhaim to speak a few words.
Hello everyone, my name is Suhaim Najib. So I'm an audit intern at EY, also known as Ernst & Young in Qatar. And I'm sure you would want to know more on audit and assurance, but I'll first of all start with how I got here and my strategy with what I did after 12th. And I started with getting a good degree soon after 12th, and I highly stress on getting a good degree, a full-time degree, because it lets you explore on what you actually want to do. So say I was sure I wanted to do something in commerce, but not exactly accounting or data or taxation. So getting a good degree helps you learn these topics more in detail, and also let you explore different other options, because everything is vast, as many of our my batchmates have mentioned before, that every field has a very vast wavelength. So you can choose a number of opportunities in what you really want to do. So getting a degree helps there. And also in most countries, it's also a legal requirement for you to get a visa. So say you want to migrate to Canada or New Zealand, or say uh, even in Qatar, if you want an accountant visa, they ask for a degree. So I really recommend on getting a good degree that lets you help both in exploring and also a solid foundation. So that's there. Also, when you select a good degree, I also recommend to look at the career opportunities, like the placements, at the help me placements. So I studied in Jain College. It's also known as Jain University. But at the point of time I was studying, they gave an option to choose between Bangalore University. So that's the course what I've done, BCom in Bangalore University. And I was able to get placement assistance, and that helped me get into Ernst & Young in India. So I worked there for around 2 years, and it was in US taxation, and I really enjoyed working there. And it let me build my soft skills, and it also let me uh, know that this is where I want to do, or if I wanted a career change. So that's when I learned more about audit, and that's where I felt like audit is the way to go, at least for me. There is no best way. I can never say taxation is better, or I can never say audit is better, because I am a person who moved from taxation to audit, and each has their own pros and cons. But one like plus of taxation is that you are a specialist. It's a niche career, so you are needed in like number of people uh, specialized in US taxation would be less. But whereas auditing, it is a generalized field of career. So there are many auditors everywhere. And so the disadvantage of taxation would be getting too niche into one field of study, say US taxation. But the plus side about auditing is also that you get to travel. Like your skill set is more diverse, and you can travel. Say if I want to move into Qatar, sure, I can. I'm also an ACCA student, so I did not complete my ACCA yet. I'm studying my ACCA, and it's an international qualification. So it touches on international accounting standards, and most countries in this point of time agree to international accounting standards. So say India, even though they have their own standards, they are also inculcating international accounting standards in their FS, and they're also planning to move into international accounting soon, like SA, International Financial Reporting Standards, except for US. So if you plan to go to US, there is a different course, say CPA, that if you're looking into jobs apart from US, even ACCA will do, even CA will do, Chartered Accountancy of India also do. So with this, I realized that I'll be able to move on. Say I can work in Qatar. If I want to go to Canada, I can go there as well. If I want to go to Australia, I can. So my skill set is more transferable. So that's the one reason why I thought of audit. And also, audit is a very interesting field, at least to me. I would say because it helps inculcate trust in all the stakeholders. Say investors, they want to be sure of their money. They want to show that this money is properly put into different operations, and it's properly utilized and efficiently utilized. So they need trust. So say you wanted to approach an investor, so he's not going to trust your accountant or your finance manager's report, but when he would ask a third party to go there and check the records, the books, and provide an opinion whether the records are kept properly, and if it's there's proper controls in the company, and if your company is following necessary standards, so that it can be, your financial statements can be comparable to others. So so you inculcate confidence and trust. It's called assurance and credibility to financial statements, which helps you get investors, which helps you get your suppliers lend you credit, which helps you. So this has a major impact on the economy flow. So you get in more, you help, you give more confidence to investors. There's more investments. There is more money in the system, economic financial system, and that helps you evolve businesses and the economy. So I believe that artists play a huge part in that, and also this helps companies. I mean, this help also is a requirement of countries, say governments. They want your audited financial statements so that they can be sure that this is your actual profits, and then they can tax based on that. So that's also taxation is also a huge makes a huge impact on the economy. So this helps government fund and provide for healthcare facilities. You can say logistics and everything, apart from everything like that. So this is what I do. I go into as an audit intern. I go to different clients. I'm hardly at my office actually. Every day I'm at different clients, meeting them, meeting different finance managers, different accounting managers, asking them about their financial statements, about their trial balance, discussing few issues I've encountered, and then taking those issues with my seniors, audit seniors, discussing and analyzing the financial statements, and then finally providing an opinion whether their financial statements are can be relied on. So this could be a public information, whether you get their financial statements and you can say, okay, they are doing well, they do not have any misstatements, and your investments are safe, that you can rely and invest on these companies. So this is what I do. And placements also help in your soft skills. It's a good start. It's a good start. So you don't have to, after your degree, figure out. So there's two ways. After your degree, you can directly go into masters if that's what you really want to do. But if you're not really sure about what masters you want to do, because sometimes in most, say, masters course, they ask for some experience because they want to be sure that this is where you see yourself and this is what you really want to do. So it's a good thing to get into placements and get your soft skills ready. You know what you're going to do. So if you're comfortable with working with numbers, if you're working with Excel, if your soft skills are good, how you can prepare, and it helps you give a very good start. And yeah, that's about it. So any questions related to commerce, a degree in BCom, BBA, and ACCA is hugely appreciated. And you can put your questions in the Q&A section. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Suhaim. Your story has told us how, with perseverance and hard work, anything is achievable, and how making the right choices make the path easier. We will now move into our question and answer session. I'll ask Jemilin and Lamia to take it from here.
Thank you, Shaurya. So I'd like to extend my greatest gratitude to all the speakers and the panelists here for sharing experience and their stories. And without further ado, we'll be moving on to the Q&A session. So the first question is for Ms. Sara, and I'm going to combine two questions. So the question asked here is how to not be lazy while studying. And the question has also been asked, after your internship, what was your age? And it's a custom in many parts of the world, especially in India, that females marry at the age of 23 and not study after that. So what do we do in such a situation? Miss Sara.
Hi, everyone again. So let's start with the first question. I'll go with the age question first. Okay. I got into a PharmD course through an entrance exam because I really wanted to get into a general seat. So that's the reason I repeated and wrote my entrance exam. So if you're dropping a year to do an entrance coaching, or if you're taking a break, let me just say this course is 6 years. So the first 5 years you have to study, and 1 year is whole internship. So I can't say a person would be 23 or 24 or 25 when the person graduate, because some people might have joined school earlier. So for them, it might be an advantage or maybe a disadvantage. So if you're graduating the right way, the right age order, I would say a person who took PharmD would, if they didn't have any backs or no issues in clearing any subjects, and again, it again depends on universities. But let's just close out all those odd factors. But if things are going right, you would be able to finish the course by 23. And because 5 years you're studying, if you want to get the whole degree in your hand, it will take 6 years. Even if you finish your course in 5 years, only if you finish your 1 year internship, you'll be able to be a graduate in PharmD. So it will take 6 years. I repeated a year. So when I graduate, I'll be past 24. I'm a 6th year now, and I'm 24 now. So I think it will take some time for me to finish, because I really have to finish the internship. And considering Corona as a situation right now, hospitals are closed. So I'm doing my internship online right now. So you can't say that because you are gonna cross 23, you like this course, but you can't take it. It's all about, so with this question, maybe I can manage the next question also. I am lazy, or I even saw one question in the feedback, like, should I follow what my passion is, or should I do a course based on what others would say? Let's just take this one part fact, like, clear out there. You are the one who's studying the course. You are the one going through all those years of college. You are the one who's studying, and it's your job, it's your life. So if you don't like something, and if you're doing a course for someone else, or if you're doing something because someone is forcing you, okay, let's just be Indian scenario. Parents said this, but if you don't like what you're doing after your 4 years of course, if you're not happy, who's at loss? It'll be each person individually. But then again, a person is going to ask, it's my passion, I want to do that thing, but will I get a job after that, is the next question. If you have a passion for something, and if you really want something, go for it. Because if you're really into it, and if you're searching for an opportunity, opportunities will come up. It's all about taking a risk. Don't be like, oh, this person have not taken it, so I don't know what will I do if I go there. Or this person have taken it, okay, this person went that way. Everyone's life is a journey of their own. Just because, okay, I can maybe graduate at 25, I might not be successful. There might be my senior who took 4 more years to finish PharmD. I have a senior who took like 10 years to get out of Manipal, 6 years plus 4 years. Just because he took 4 more years doesn't mean he's not successful, right? Now he will, thank God, he'll be going to Canada soon to do his work out in Canada. So you can't judge a person based on other person's success. That's what I've learned through the 6 years of course. So I won't say age is a barrier. If you can finish school by 17 and you do your 5 years course, and as you said, a marriage is a topic, marry, but you are still an internship thing. You'll finish as a doctor in clinical pharmacy, a doctor of pharmacy. And if your husband is a supportive person, you can be like, okay, I actually like the idea of, studying oncology or nephrology. I would like to do a internship in that or fellowship in that thing. So such options are open. So let's not be scared of what you're gonna face later. Be at the moment, be present. If you are right now, if you feel like you want to do PharmD, or if you want to do BTech, you want to do psychology, go for it. Because with the flow, you will know what will come. Life will take you there. It's not about, oh, 4 years later, what if I don't have a course, what if I don't have a job? No, breathe, just take it slow, just go with the flow. It's all about being at the moment. Your seniors might have already said that. It's all about taking a risk. Okay, then you're going to be like, how am I going to convince my parents it's all about taking a risk? I completely get it. But if you know what you want from deep inside, and if you're sure, like, naturally a parent would always want to see their kids happy. And if you are, imagine you got into a course which based on their suggestion, you fail the first year, you're not happy about the course. So who you think is going to be blamed towards the end? They're going to be like, you chose the course. And you people are going to be like, you asked me to choose the course. But that won't work. You are the one who's studying the course. Even to my sister, when she asked me, Chechi, what am I supposed to do? Do what makes you happy, because you are the one who's studying. There might be people to help you, support you, push you, but going through that path is you yourself. And my case, I like the idea of traveling, photography, journalism and all. I got into PharmD. It's a medical course. So where journalism, what traveling, what photography. But in my situation in college, I made it happen. Thank God I was the student exchange officer for International Farm Student Federation, and I was student exchange officer for all the international internship which happened to India throughout the Asian countries. Because of that, I could attend all many international conferences. I could travel around. I could meet people from different ethnic background or people. I met a lot of Asian people, new people. I met a lot of people from Western countries. So if I really want to travel a lot, I did that. If I want to take pictures, I took pictures. Am I happy? I'm happy. So I traveled. I got my passion done. I took the course I like. I am happy being in a medical setting, interacting with patients, being a doctor, uh, talking to doctors, having new people interact with me. I have international connections. I took a course. I'm doing an extra course right now. So it's about what makes you happy. At the moment, I like oncology. I like genetics. So I'm doing an online course on that. So it's all about if you really want it to happen, you can do it. So and about PharmD, after PharmD, it's not the end. It's all about studying the maximum. It's all about being somewhere where you get a respect, be it a 4-year course, be it a 6-year course, be it a 10-year course. You do something, you have respect for yourself. Are you feeling respected about yourself? Are you happy about yourself? And if you're happy about that, that's all that matters. So age won't be an issue. Your passion comes in the role. If you're liking it, age is never a problem. I don't think age can be a factor as long as you're happy about it. So that's it. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Sarah, for those powerful words. Again, I've noted it down, okay, for me as well as for us. Okay, so taking a risk and being passionate to whatever course you might take, and also staying optimistic to whatever um, path you're being led to in life. So yeah, the next question is for Miss Tarini.
Yes.
Can one do criminology after studying psychology? And what are the job prospects for forensic psychology? And also, one question I'd mention also is how much of your studies were practical based as you take the course of BSc psychology? So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the criminology thing, yeah, you can do, of course, after your bachelor's of psychology. There are two various things. One is criminology and one is forensic psychology. Forensic psychology deals with these crime scene investigations. Okay, like you have to go direct to the situation place, and how the murder could have, like some scenes how could have been happened, like that type of imaginary things. All you have to bring it to the profile, and you have to make a full-fledged of the crime scene case. So that is like forensic, while criminology is dealing with the suspects, like doing a criminal profile. If a suspect comes to you, you have to take all his details, like their details and his physical details, everything you have to take it. So that will be taken under these police or these law cases, and they'll be proceeding it for further more cases. So dealing with both the forensic and the criminology is different. Okay, you go. I hope they got the answer for that. And the second one is the how much practical based on. I guess probably in a week we almost have like 5 to 6 hours of practical sections. In India, mostly they focus on the clinical part first. Okay, like theoretical and clinical part first, rather than going and giving in field work trips and all. So if it's like for psychology, I recommend us if they go abroad and study, they will have a wider more exposure. And that's it.
Okay, thank you so much for that answer. We have one more question for you.
Yeah.
How can one take psychology course if they have taken commerce in 11th and 12th?
Yeah, taking psychology in the basis of bachelor's is not a problem at all. They can be in any stream. Okay, because psychology doesn't deal with these medical sciences. Okay, that is a psychiatry. For psychiatrist, you need to take the science field, which is like science, physics, and chemistry. But for psychologists, you can go with any of the streams what you did in your 12th. Hope it's clear.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarani. That was yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thank
that
you.
answer.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
Suhaim, here's one question for you since you're taking ACCA right now, right?
Yes.
So, one question is it possible for someone to do both ACCA and BCom simultaneously? Are there any exemptions in papers if they are done together?
Yes, it is really possible to do both together, but I would advise only to do so if you see yourself in accounting and taxation. I mean, accounting and finance. And if you really want to figure out or explore new opportunities, I would say a regular degree is the way to go. But there are exemptions. If you do it together, you would get, I think, 6 to 8 papers exempted out of a total of 13. Whereas if you just do a regular BCom, it could be anywhere from 4 to 6, depending on the degree. I hope that answers.
Yes, Suhaim, thank you for that. Another question for you is someone asked that they're interested in learning about business. So, which course should they take? Either BBA or BBM?
Okay, so BBA and BBAM are almost the same course. It's even comparable to BCom. So I would say BCom has more of practical learning, whereas in BBA and BBM, it's more of theoretical. So if you're interested in business, I would say BBA is a better option, but it's almost the same thing. Because whereas in my university, Bangalore University, they used to offer both BBA and BBM, but now they stopped doing so during my study. It's because they said it's very comparable and it's almost the same thing. So they actually removed the course BBM, but doing BBM wouldn't hurt. It just matters if you have a degree in the related field of study. So just make sure university has heard of, offers a good quality of studies and offers placements if you're interested in that. And that's about it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer. Next question is to Ms. Tehseen. And someone asked, how can we get rid of the tension that comes before the day of an exam?
Okay, so for someone to me, I picked this question to answer because if you ask people who know me, I'm a person who can have sleepless nights before my exams. See, this is inevitable. You cannot avoid the tension. But what you can do is, the day of the exam when you wake up, I have a habit of waking up early in the morning on the day of exam, and that morning only revise what you've studied. Only revise what you've studied. Do not pick out new topics last minute. How to avoid tension? See, you cannot avoid tension. It is at every, if you're 50 years old, if you're 25 years old, you will have that exam tension. That is inevitable. One thing I would like to, I recollect my physics sir in school used to always say, when you work hard, if you work hard, then you will get the result of your hard work. Even if your exam doesn't go well, probably, God forbid, your hard work will pay off. Work hard, put in all your effort into whatever subject or whatever exam you're studying for. And I won't say relax because I myself can't do it, but you can't avoid that tension. You need to just calm down. Do not freak out. Do not start learning this and that. I know when you go to bed one day before the exam, and when you try to recollect things, you feel like you're forgetting, but that's normal. All of us have been there, done that. Still happens. It's all right. But make sure you revise. Revision is key. That's all I would like to say. I hope that answers.
Yes, Tahseen, thank you so much for that answer. Next, we have a question again for Sarah. It's regarding pharmacy school. So here is a question. What kind of experiences or paid or volunteer experiences or certifications that will help a student get into a pharmacy school? Also, what kind of score do we need to aim to get a higher possibility, higher chance to get in a pharmacy school? Sarah?
I'm so sorry, Jamling. Do you mind repeating the first part of the question?
Oh, so okay. So the first part is what kind of experiences or certifications that will help a student get into pharmacy school? Because certain colleges, they ask for either volunteers in some hospitals, even as you're still a high school student, and see they ask for some certifications also to help you increase your chance to get in a university, especially for farm school. So yeah, that's a question.
Okay, let's talk about the Indian scenario. Hold a second. Can you mute your mic? Yes. Let's talk about the Indian scenario. For me to get into a pharmacy college was through an entrance exam. So after my 12th, as it's a PharmD course, I had to write an entrance exam. And as I said, there are some, in Kerala, we could apply through LBS Center. So when you apply through LBS Center, all that they would consider is your 10th standard and 12th standard marks. And it's a government organization. You send it through LBS. So if you just Google, you know what LBS is. So from LBS, they would ask you for your 10th and 12th marks. And based on your preferences, you can choose government colleges, semi-government colleges, private colleges, and you can apply after your 12th. So you have to wait and see when the applications will be open. It'll usually be open by around March. When it was my time, it was around March. You'll get the news in newspaper, or just keep going on into the site. You'll get to know about it. But you can't. Okay, that's for BPharm, PharmD, diploma courses. So that's all which you start. So after 12, you have options to do a diploma, or a bachelor's, or a PharmD. And if you want to get into a college, and again it depends on some colleges, like Manipal you have to write an entrance exam. Some colleges will just check your 12th standard marks, and if you can pay them, they'll take you. Some people would just check your 12th standard mark alone. Some would want an entrance exam with it. I've never have heard of a UG person would want like a college or a school asking for a UG person for say experience to join a college. That would be for an internship or a PG course. A person who's a UG, they wouldn't usually ask for experience. If you want to do training somewhere, again, it would be for a PG course. If you are a person straight out of school, so they wouldn't ask you for a letter from somewhere asking for experience if you want to work somewhere. So it is solely on your 12th standard marks, a 10th mark, and your let's say maybe entrance exam scores. And it's not KEAM entrance or NEET or JEE. Each college has specific entrance for a PharmD course. So Manipal University had a Manipal University examination. Each college would have their own exams. And if you're asking for a thing after this, you can do for masters, or you can specialize in PharmD. For that thing, again, you need a basic UG course to get there. So those would be BPharm. And okay, if you have taken a bachelor in pharmacy course, you still can choose a PharmD course. You can come back into PharmD course by a lateral entry. That is like you do a 4-year course, then you can apply for a PharmD, a lateral entry, so such that a person who did BPharm can join PharmD in our 4th year. So that is a way. So a person who did BPharm can also do PharmD. Yeah, that's the only thing. I've never heard of anyone asking for an experience in a UG level to apply for a college. They will only check your, when it was me, they checked an aggregate of 50% in chemistry, biology, and physics. And my college, I needed biology and math also. But as I didn't have math, they asked me to finish it off in the first year. Then yes, that's it. I just had to take the main course of physics, chemistry, biology. Should be a science student. Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing for. I never heard. I'm sorry if I might not be well knowledgeable about it, but in my knowledge, a person who want to join a UG course, undergraduate course, would never ask for an experience certificate, but just the basics of 12th pass mark. And again, depends on college. Some colleges would want 50% aggregate. Some would want 60%. My college actually asked for 60%, not 50. 60% in physics, chemistry, biology. So yes, that's what they asked for. I hope I'm kind of clear. If you have any doubts, please do ask.
Thank you again, Sara. So the next question is for Mr. Ashik. The question is, what is the scope for taking undergraduate degree in BTech in Safety and Fire Engineering, and how is the percentage for placements after graduation? Mr. Ashik.
So you can join there are different BTech courses available on safety and fire engineering. Three universities I would recommend. One is Kerala Technical University, KTU in Kerala, and the second is Cochin University of Science and Technology, QZAT. And to enter both of these, you have to pass an extra entrance exam. For QZAT, they have a dedicated entrance examination. And for KTU, again, the Kerala entrance examination. And there are two more, which unfortunately I'm not able to give you at the moment. But there are two more courses, one based in Pune and another, if I'm not mistaken, it's one in Manipur. But either way, at the end of the course, you have to have at least 65% marks to appear for any placement. That's how it goes usually. Certain companies, they can place a cutoff at 70% also, which is again solely based on which company is going to conduct the placement or which consultancy is going to handle the placement service for your college. I hope that was the question. Am I right? Actually, I missed one part in the beginning. Ms. Shabani?
Yeah,
Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much, Ashik, for that answer. Next question for Ms. Shahinas. Here's a question for you. How many years will be required to get a CA certificate if you are already a CMA?
So to get a CA certificate, actually you have to undergo 3 years internship. It's compulsory. So during that course itself, I mean during the internship itself, you will be able to write the final examination. That is, after completing 2.5 years of internship, you will be eligible to write the CA final exam. So when you qualify CA final exam, you will be getting a CA certificate. So basically, it will take almost 3 years.
Thank you for that answer. The next question is for Ms. Tarini again. So the question is, can you do forensic and criminology together? Also, if we choose a degree which didn't suit us well, should we continue? The question is just, can you do forensic and criminology together? And also, do sandwich year or placement year in psychology help?
Okay, doing about forensic and criminology together, it's a part of the psychology. Okay, even if they study a forensic psychology, the criminology will be one of the part. Even if they are studying a criminology, forensic will be also one of the part. But if they want the majors, like if they want to specify in that field, means then they have to go for like MA psychology or MSc forensic psychology. Okay, and next question about placement wise in psychology. You will be getting placement after your bachelor's from your college. It's a few colleges will provide you the placements, but I prefer after your bachelor's, going for higher studies in psychology will give you more exposure, and the fields on learning about this is very interesting. It's so give you more profit also for your career wise, rather than stopping with these bachelors and going for placement or going for a job. Less related for other careers than less related in psychology. So if they study for higher studies, maybe that will help them career oriented, and the salary wise, the earning wise will be more profit.
Okay, thank you so much, Tarini. Next question for you, Ms. Tahsin. So if we choose a degree which didn't suit us well, should we continue it or should we choose another degree? Also, one question I'd like to add in as well. Is it possible to be a scientist and a doctor at the same time?
Okay, let me answer the first question first. If you've attended my few minutes, my session, then you would know I mentioned pros and cons. See, I know where you guys are at. Y'all are confused. You probably might not have any interest, but figure it out. You might like one subject. There's probably one subject or a topic in one subject that you like. Figure that out. Try to understand whether you can take that forward. Because see, today we live in a world where we just don't have engineering, medical, lawyer. We just don't have fixed career choices. You have many choices. Under medical, you have many other career choices. Today you have vast opportunities. So you need to figure that out yourself. Today you have the internet, you have Google, you have a lot of resources that you can use. When you go through universities, they have briefly mentioned about what their courses are about. Go through them. If that interests you, jot it down. Uh, See your pros and cons. That's how you can figure yourself out. There's no one else who can help you. You know what? Do this, do that, because it's up to you. And another thing I would like to also tell you, because today I know of many people who have done their bachelor's in something, and they've moved ahead with doing a master's in some other field. One of my friend who's done her bachelor's in biotechnology moved ahead with doing her MBA in healthcare management. You have a lot of options today. There is nothing like if it doesn't suit you, the doors are closed. You have a lot of options today. So figure that out, and along the way you'll figure it out. It's up to you. You need to do your research. You just cannot depend on someone else. I think the next question was about is it possible to be a scientist and a doctor at the same time? Yes, but that requires a lot of hard work. Now, to be a scientist, you do your bachelor's, you do your master's, and then you do your PhD. Then you get the tag of a doctor, all right, after your PhD. I know of many doctors today who have done their MBBS, their MD, and then they have moved on for their postdoc. So these doctors are not only involved with patient interaction in proper hospitals, but they're also in research. So that is possible, but it needs extensive years of studying, a lot of hard work. So it is possible. It is not that it is not possible. So I hope that answers.
Yes, yes, Tahseen, thank you for that answer. Next question for Ashik. Um, Here's a question. A course for an engineer lies in which subject? So, to what all subjects is required to take up an engineering major or bachelor's in college?
Yeah, the basic requirement for any engineering is physics, chemistry, maths. These are the three demands that's coming for any engineering course. It's a common element that we call the PCM. We allot a one batch, an all +1 +2 batches for PCM. That is, it is satisfying all engineering requirements. Then there are some integrated courses like if I'm not mistaken, there's a food technology or something. There are other courses which are coming. Actually, it requires physics, chemistry, and biology. Like that again, the most common requirement is PCM, physics, chemistry, and maths. Yeah, that'll be all.
Thank you for that question. So now we have one last question. It's more of a general question. Anyone that would like to answer can answer. Were you always sure about which path you were going to choose after high school, or was it spontaneous? So anyone can answer based on how ready you are for the answer.
I would, for me, it was spontaneous. Like I said, I knew I wanted to do something in biology, but I did not know that a course like biotechnology existed. Because when you do your research, you apply to different universities. That's when you find out different courses available and if they interest you. So it was spontaneous for me, yes, but then I had to do my research for it. So it depends on you.
Would anyone else like to answer as well to that same question? Was your career choice spontaneous, or did you always know that this was your passion? If anyone else wants to add to it, you can go ahead.
Hi again. I wouldn't say it is an easy option to know what you want to do. For me, in my case, after year 12, because I was this person who did a 1 year entrance coaching. So especially when you're aiming for a medical entrance, you wouldn't know. Let's talk about medical entrance maybe because I have been through that, so I can be more authentic when I speak about it. Uh, Entrance was something which you don't know what would happen next. You don't know what college you're going to end, which place you're going to be in, or what am I going to deal with. That was not something which we knew when you're doing a 1 year entrance coaching. So in my case, it was all in dealing with it when it comes with the flow. Okay, and if I talk about my case, I got an admission. I got an okay. We have scholarships, so I had a scholarship to go for CMC Ludhiana in Punjab for medical, but it might be, let's just talk real life experience. That was a year all India medical exam was cancelled. So in normal case scenarios, up to get to a rank which is within 200 in that place was pretty good, and I was pretty sure I would get it there. But that year being the year which canceled all the medical exams, and CMC Ludhiana called in for their counseling first. So a place where it would take around all the way till 1,000, they would call up around 1,000 people to come in there to join in. By the time they called the first 12, the seats were full. So I was under the hope that I would get in CMC Ludhiana because I also had a scholarship. So yes, but at that moment, I'm like, I didn't know what to do because I did my 1 year entrance coaching. I dropped a year. I was lost because you can't just waste 1 year, not waste, sorry, try 1 year. I'm sorry if I use the word waste because that was not waste. I learned a lot through that 1 year. It's not about, you spend 1 year aiming for medical, but you didn't get it there. The kind of feeling which you would have in your mind is pretty disheartening. You will feel hopeless. But I went there. I thought I'll get there, but I didn't get there. But it was okay because next entrance, next counseling, the day after that was which I had was in Manipal University. I got in for BDS and also PharmD. But I had more passion towards PharmD because it was more of a patient interaction, hospital setting than a BDS course. And I like doing PharmD. So I had an idea of PharmD because my mom is a bachelor in pharmacist. So I had an idea of what a PharmD would be, what I would be able to face there. So I had an idea of what to be, what would come up. So it was a spontaneous decision because I couldn't get in, because we have to make choices. That was their very fast choice. One day I had in Ludhiana, I went there for my counseling. They didn't call me. So the next choice, let's go for the next counseling, which was a day after. And I went there, I attended the counseling and the session, I got it there. So it's all about being trusting. I prayed a lot for this and I can really be proud. There is this saying which say, when you look back, I have things that I have now which I prayed for once. So I'm sticking on to that. I really didn't know what to do. I reached here. I prayed a lot for what I have right now, and I'm happy about it. So it's not, some people who are really lucky would have it all sketched out. Yeah, I'm doing this after 12th, I'm going there, I'm doing this entrance, I'm getting in there. Perfect. If you know what you're doing, it's okay. It's perfect. But there are people who don't know. I was an example. So many of you out there who's watching this, I'm pretty sure you guys would not be knowing what to do next because it is how it is. It is okay. Just keep swimming. You'll be fine. Just know what you want to do. Have faith and never ever lose faith in yourself. There might be so many people to say that you can't do it, but if deep inside you know what you're going to do, and if you like something, go for it. So just keep the faith. That's it.
Absolutely love your point, Sarah. And yeah, it all comes to just how not all of us are made to like follow what the world is. Like if it's so popular to be an accountant or any of the specific field, it's not usually what is meant for you. All of us are our purpose different. All of us are created different. All of our minds, all of our intelligence are different, right? So it's just a point of just actually discovering your true self and discovering your passion and being optimistic to whatever path leads you in life. And also one last question is, since we're taking our exams soon, we sort of kind of need like a fire booster to actually motivate us even more to excel much better compared to our previous exams. So any advices on how to be more motivated on taking these exams, on preparations, and just all of that? Yeah, anyone can take this one?
Yeah, I would go with it.
Sure.
So learning for exams are like we think it's going to be tough or we get tense because we don't know which way that we can learn. Okay, so there are various methods you can try for learning. Okay, and which you feel like it's much better. Like some people will learn through auditory, like they like to listen, so that will get into their memory. Some likes to write. They just scribble. Just keep on scribbling will actually make your memory to write. See in the exam hall. Really, that happens to me. Like that, if you go with some mind map techniques or like simple keywords, you don't need to mug up the book. First of all, mugging up the book, I don't even prefer at all. Okay, you just learn the concept. It's okay to write your concepts over there, but you just need that keywords. Just keywords and your own story will make a better definition for the writing exam. So that's how I learn and that's how I feel to give advice about.
I'd like to add to that. One thing that most of us miss out on is looking after our health. It's very important you eat well, you sleep well, because you require your brain to be active to take up all that information and calm down. For it to come out from a person like me, it's crazy for the people who know me, but you need to calm down, you need to sleep well, you need to eat well. Don't skip your meals out of tension or stress. Just calm down. And revision, like I said, revision is key. So that's the only thing I'll tell you all during exams. And take breaks while you all study. Don't just sit at a stretch. It's not good. Just not good. Take break. Uh, you all know what styles you all are comfortable with studying at. Go through some these small techniques of how to focus your attention. For instance, I used to do the small technique before I used to begin studying. I used to just fix myself at fix a point on a wall and just look at it for 2 minutes and then start studying. So these small tricks help you to focus better. The rest you'll just manage. Just make sure you're in good health. That's important.
Oh yes, and along with that, please do take care of your mental health. That is a very important factor, especially exams coming up, tuitions, then entrance coaching, all that thing would come up. But if your mental health is not happy, if you're not happy with your mental state of mind, that can actually affect you. So stay positive, have faith in yourself. If at one point you feel like you're gonna take a break, not like break which you have to spend like 5 minutes study, half an hour break. I used to do that. Please don't follow that. That's not a good thing, because the tendency to just go on with the break flow will be more. I have been there, but always find something which will keep you moving forward. And it's all about being happy about yourself and staying positive about it. So uh, stay hydrated, drink a lot of water, sleep well, eat well. So yes, that would do the trick. And study hard. Yes, for sure. All the best, guys.
Yeah, and one more thing, dog chocolate. As food was a pro this one, so I can say dog chocolate really makes you feel better while you're studying. So I hope that is easy one to do. So I hope you guys will try it also.
Once again, a huge thank you to all the panelists for answering all the questions that were put up. We'll be winding up, but I'd like to inform everyone that we'll be continuing and we'll clear more queries and further discuss about different fields in the coming sessions of this particular webinar series. I now hand over to Shaurya.
Thank you, Lamia and Jamelin. Now, all the doubts that we've answered is really a great achievement, because one less puzzled head is a person on the right path. I sincerely thank our alumni for answering all of these questions to the best of their abilities, and I'm sure this was very insightful and enlightening for all of us students. I'd like to thank our principal, vice principals, our management, head teachers, and a special thanks to Mrs. Nihala Zainab, our counselor, for coordinating this event. A heartfelt thanks to all of my fellow friends as well for attending this session. Please be notified that we'll be having 2 more such sessions, one on the 8th and the other one on the 15th of this month. Thank you once again and have a nice day.
Thanks a lot, Shyam sir. Thanks a lot, panelists. It's been great honor being here, seeing my juniors do all this thing, and it's really nice having to see you all here. Thanks, panelists, Shaurya, Jamleen, I did Lamia, Nihala, ma'am, Lamia, yes, you're there. So thanks a lot, Shiabuddin sir, that the whole school. Thanks a lot
Whole
for
school,
thinking
yeah.
about us coming back to us. And like, I'm glad that you didn't forget us. So that's a big achievement. So thanks a lot for considering us as an option and being there. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for the students. I don't know whether it's still there, but then yes, thanks. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, Shyam, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you. So good to see you all, by the way. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you.